Okay, so last video for the 45, 45 right triangles and for special right triangles in general. So you have two examples here. I want you to solve for x and y for both of these. So we're going to do for these what we did with the 30, 60, 90 triangles. I want you to take this 45, 45 right triangle and just copy it. Draw one that looks exactly like it. 45, 45, 90. But this time I want you to put those ratios that I gave you in the first video. So let the legs each have a length of 1 and the hypotenuse has a length of square root of 2. So we're going to set up our proportion. So we can say leg is to leg. Actually, you don't even have to do that. If the legs are equal to each other and this leg right here is 6, doesn't x have to be 6? You don't have to show any work if you're given one of the legs. Right away, you know the other one has to have the same length. All right, and if you want to mark them equal like that, just to remind yourself. So now we have to find y. So now I'm going to actually have to set up a proportion. So I can say leg is to leg as hypotenuse is to hypotenuse. So 6 is to 1, 6 is to 1 as y is to the square root of 2. All right, 6 is to 1 as y is to the square root of 2. We have to cross multiply now. So 6 times the square root of 2 is just 6 square roots of 2. Bring down your equal sign. 1 times y is just y. And there's your answer. So y is the square root of 2 times a leg, so 6 root 2. If you're given a leg, the problem's extremely easy. It becomes a little bit more difficult if you're given the hypotenuse. So for example number 2, we know the hypotenuse has a length of 10. So I'm going to set up a right triangle that looks just like the one that I'm given. Here's my right angle. Since these two angles are marked equal, remember if they have the same number of arcs through them, that means they're equal. If these two are equal and that's 90, right away you know they have to be 45 degrees. There's no other measure they could be. All right, so I'm going to put in my 1 square root of 2. So this is nice too, because if we find x, if we solve for x, don't we automatically know what y is? The legs are equal to each other. They're congruent. So if you find one, you have the other. So you really only have to do one proportion. So leg is to leg as hypotenuse is to hypotenuse. So I'm going to say x is to 1 as 10 is to the square root of 2. And again, I keep telling you guys, please give the proportion a couple seconds of thought. Don't jump in and cross multiply right away. The reason here is because x over 1, isn't that just x? So we know x is 10 over the square root of 2. However, you can't have a radical in the denominator of a fraction, so you have to multiply by 1. And you have to use the radical that's in the denominator to create the number 1. So root 2 divided by root 2. Numerator times numerator, 10 times the square root of 2 is 10 root 2. Denominator times denominator, the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 4. So we get 10 square roots of 2 over 2, because the square root of 4 is 2. But look at right here. Doesn't 10 over 2, or 10 divided by 2, reduce to 5? So x becomes 5 square roots of 2, because we're doing 10 over 2 is 5. So if x is 5 square roots of 2, and the legs are congruent, isn't y also 5 root 2? So we have both of them. And there's your 45, 45 right triangles.